1-800-Mandela Effect. How can we help you? How about this microphone? 1-800, you've shifted parallel dimensions. How can I help you? 1-800, waking people up. How can we help you? So I am in Michigan right now, and I'm wearing a scarf because it's cold. I'm on a hat because it's cold. And those are a lot of books. I have read most of them, but I'm not going to claim them for my own. I'm in my mom's study, and she paints. She's into, speaking of Mandela, she paints mandalas, different than Mandela. And that's, I think that's space. She looks, her latest thing is that she looks up paintings from the NASA sites and paints them. So real or not, they're pretty cool. I think my mom's pretty kick-ass, as far as moms go. She's pretty evolved. Well-read. I mean, obviously. I could never be a weather girl. You have to like point at the thing that's not the thing, like right now. It's on opposite sides. So I'd be like, the weather, I couldn't do it. I'd be too confused. I'd be doing this. I'd be like, and the weather. Anyway, my boobs aren't big enough to be a weather girl. They look like really well-built women now. I almost said hookers. I didn't want to say that, but I did. I almost did. You knew where I was going with that. So I'm just gonna give you guys like a 15-minute video treat. It's fun for me to come back to where I grew up, Holland, Michigan, and to throw out some Mandela stuff here. I took a video of going to a few local pubs and throwing out some, let's say I did the JFK, I did the Berenstein. I think I just did those two. That's enough, really. And I want to share that with you. I was going to just post it as a video, but I really want to narrate it because I think it'd be more fun for me. Just saying. Okay, let's see. Share screen. Are you ready? Are you excited? Are you excited? Like a little bit, not a lot, but like, here we go. Share. Share computer sound. I always forget to do that. Optimize for, I don't know what that means, but I'm sharing and we're sharing. Did you feel it? Did you feel the energy of the sharing? Probably not. Okay, ready? So let me just start by saying this. Okay. Put myself a little bigger here. This first clip I want to show you is, if you guys don't know what the Mandela effect is, what are you doing on my channel? I would love to try to explain it to you, but I'm not going to do that because just look it up and then come back. I can't be bothered with people at this point who don't know what the Mandela effect is. Like, that's crazy. This effect for me, I don't know if you've seen my YouTube channel of the woman that is a Bible scholar, and I interview her, and it's got like 38,000 hits. And I didn't know, but one of my best friends was married to a Bible scholar. So when I was hanging out at his house, I was like, I don't know, what does your wife do? I don't even know what she does. And he's like, oh, she's a Bible scholar. And I went, what? I've got to ask her about the Lion and the Lamb. So I did that. And I was so proud that I interviewed a Bible scholar. Like, you can interview a priest, you can interview a lot of different people, but the fact that she still had her Bible for 40 years ago, and I asked her about the Lion and the Lamb, you just look at the video. 38,000 people, 38, 33, 34, anyway, it's in the 30s, viewed it, and I think it's spread in the Mandela community because we want validation. Like, we're kind of always, even though it's been a few years, we always still get a kick off of watching people's responses to things that we've already processed and dealt with. But it's so much fun to see someone like a Bible scholar have a download. So cool, because she already told me, oh yeah, the Lion and the Lamb is about this and this and this. And then I had to look it up, and she got a brand new download, like right in front of me. I don't know if it is a download. This is one of my theories. I don't know what happened, but she is an amazing woman, like the purest of the pure. And I certainly did not mean to make fun of her or anything on the video. I just wanted someone that had a professional opinion about it. So anyway, what you're going to see now is that same woman had the Berenstein Bear, the actual book that they read to their grandchildren. And let me just play it. You'll see. We went into her bedroom and pulled out an actual Berenstein book, which I have never seen. I've always just seen the internet. My mom reads a lot of books, as you can see. Once again, that way. I read the Narnia books, so I didn't really know that much about the Berenstein Bears. I just know that they were Steen and not Stain. But these friends of mine really read them and were convinced that it was Berenstain. So let's get this ready. I'm going to try to make myself smaller. Right in the corner. I'm going to put myself in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner, but it's happening right now. All right, here we go. My friend's place in Arizona, and she said she has an actual book, a Berenstein Bear book. It's a grandkids room, and she swears it's Berenstein. Oh, this one right here. She swears it's Berenstein.
That it is, but I'm just saying I never would have known.
Oh my gosh! Look!
Yeah.
You have it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm believing when you said it, but I never noticed it till this very second.
Okay.
Who changed that on?
That looks weird. Doesn't
Who changed that on this?
Stain look weird? Berenstain?
I would bet against that.
Yeah, well, that's the biggest one for most people.
Yeah.
How does somebody change that? I understand a logo being changed on Google, but in going into your closet, these are all books.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just quick go back here. Interesting thing is that when it came to the Bible, because she was the Bible scholar in my video, and let me just quick say this. She was so quick to admit that Berenstein used to be Berenstein, as you could see. She was like, yeah, I don't understand it. But when it came to the Bible, if you watch that video, and now that you've seen her do this, and if you haven't seen that video, it's on my channel. It's called I Interview a Bible Scholar about Lion and the Lamb. She won't admit that it's been changed. But she'll admit that the Berenstein was changed. Still doesn't understand it, but I just found that interesting because they're both books. Okay, they're both books that she's convinced say one thing, and she was really quick to say, "Oh yeah, it used to be," and like it was just the easiest thing to say. But when I challenged her on the Lion and the Lamb being changed to the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, she was like, no, sometimes paintings can make us, and poetry and translation, like it went into this. I don't know. I'll never claim to know. I'm just saying it was interesting that she was willing to accept the Berenstein, but not the changes in the Bible. Both books. Am I right or am I right? Okay, now this just happened 2 nights ago, and I call it Berenstein, because I went to my friend's 40th birthday, and on the menu, it said Berenstein Beers, and I started laughing. I was like, wow, okay. Why would they even call it Berenstein Bears and not Berenstain Beers? It's a cool little residual. And so I asked the girl next to me what she remembered, and then she tells me. So I want to show you that. And then just take note of the bartender, because when I tell him, I think you should change the menu, he's like, and I pointed it out. He's like, yeah, whatever. Like, he's so NPC disinterested, which is fine. It's not, he probably thought I was serious. Like, you need to correct this. He didn't care. Okay, I'm going to share again. Here we go. Share. And done. Okay. Watch this. Here we go. Oh, by the way, if you hear like sort of little pig in the background, my chihuahua is snoring right next to me. I'm not making there's no, I don't have gas or anything. Okay, I'm gonna make this small. I'm gonna put myself in the corner so you can see it. Here we go. Watch this. The New Holland Berenstein, that's how they spelled it, Berenstein. Just like Berenstein Bears. It's brilliant. It's so exciting for people who are part of the Mandela community, or at least know about the changes, to notice something like this and then just kind of mess with people. Because, yeah, what can I say? It's fun to catch these things. There we go. How do you remember it being spelled?
Oh,
Berenstein Bears.
I think B-E-A-R-E-N-S-T-E-I-N.
Right, Berenstein, right?
Yeah.
So Beren.
Right, it's Berenstein.
Right, that's Berenstein. But you know what? They don't spell it like that anymore. Now it's Berenstein. And they'll say it's always been spelled that way.
No.
Yep. You'll never. I love it. She's like, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. And I do enjoy her reaction more than the bartender. Like, I don't care. Trust me, he didn't have anyone else to wait on, so it wasn't that. But I love that she's like, no, it didn't change. Find any book that's Berenstein anymore. It's always Berenstein.
I'm gonna go into my archives. I probably have some left over for my kids.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see if I have something.
Doesn't exist.
That can't be right.
There you are. I just wanted to do a correction here on the menu because it says Berenstein Bears and now it's spelled with S-T-A-I-N. Can you believe it?
Whatever.
I just gotta go back. Whatever. Not only does he not believe it, he's so disinterested in it and annoyed. I just got to get the whatever again. Whatever. Whereas she's like, can't be true. I'm gonna get the book. Watch it. Because it says Berenstein Bears and now it's spelled with S-T-A-I-N. Can you believe it?
Whatever.
I know. Whatever. Oh, why can't I have cognitive dissonance, you guys? Why? Why can't I have like? It's so much happier to be like dumb and happy. I don't want to say dumb. He's probably not dumb. I mean, ignorant and happy. Ignorance is bliss. Is it bliss though? Like, are people blissed out who are ignorant? I don't think so. He didn't look blissed to me. Okay, so the next one.
The wolf and the lamb.
Okay. I tell you this. Let me just quick tell you this first. So this guy. We had an argument all night about the lion and the lamb. And he was like, it's a lion and lamb, lion, lamb, lion, lamb. I said, well, now it says wolf and lamb. And this is a reaction I've never experienced yet, you guys. This is really interesting. He did not have cognitive dissonance. He did not believe, no, it's double negative, but he didn't deny it. And when I was so excited to prove it to him, like, he went to his car, because this is where I live. They go to their car and get their Bible, because you travel with your Bible in your car. It's all good. I actually should in LA on the 405. I should be at that. I should be praying all the time. But he took, it's called Every Man's Bible, and the words are really big. I don't know if you read into that. I'm not gonna. But so he had Every Man's Bible and he took it out. And then when I went to the passage, I'm just going to show you. I've never had this reaction before. Now, just remember, he said that he remembered lion and lamb. Like, we had a conversation for about an hour about this. I wasn't going to bore you with that conversation. But I've not ever had this one yet, this reaction. Okay, here we go. Yeah. This could be good. Okay. Look at my face. I'm like, wait till he finds out.
We'll live together. The leopard.
Can you believe it? Try to back up.
Lamb.
Together. The leopard will lie down.
The wolf and the lamb. Not the lion, not the lion, not the lion.
I said the leopard. I said the leopard. You said the lion.
Okay.
So he went from being so sure of the lion and the lamb to the leopard. He changed it. He went, I said leopard. I wasn't even talking about lion and lamb. I said leopard. Well, I don't know if leopard changed, but that's not what we were talking about. So it wasn't cognitive dissonance. It was like, we had just had a conversation about how he remembered the lion shall lay down with the lamb. And then when I read the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and then he went on and read leopard, he goes, I said leopard. That's a new one for me. That is a completely new one. I'm just going to play it again. I can't believe it myself. Okay, just watch. I'm so overreactive.
Lie down.
The wolf and the lamb. Not the lion, not the lion, not the lion.
I said the leopard. I said the leopard. You said the lion.
Okay.
So bright, and the lamb is a light, and a night that is as black as the sea.
But Columbus did not
That was Elvis singing Peace in the Valley, which in the song, if you guys don't know, he says the lion shall lay down with the lamb. I just thought I'd add that. Now, I had to let that go because I can't argue when he goes, I said leopard, I said leopard. I was like, okay, now I don't even know what our conversation was. So this guy, we were talking about how I'm just trying to wake people up here, right? What you see isn't always what's real. Like everything we were taught was a lie. I'm trying to tell him this, right? And he's like, oh, you flat earther, like instantly where he goes. I was like, no, that's just basic history. And there we go.
For America, Vikings did way before him.
I was saying Columbus did not discover America. Let's just start there. But that's what we were taught. At least I made a little headway, I think.
That is as black as the sea.
But Columbus did not discover America. Vikings did way before him.
Oh yeah, they
And he
walked
went,
over here.
thank you.
Vikings walked over here. They didn't have to get on a boat.
Thank God. Thank God. We don't have to believe the earth is flat.
Some people in this world are actually kind of smart.
Thank you. Because there's history and there's his story.
That was pretty good.
You use it. You can use it.
Okay. Quick tell you. So there's history and his story. So that was like an hour conversation as well. There's not a lot to do here in Michigan. I mean, it's beautiful taking walks on the beach and it's fall here and it's gorgeous, but I'm here to wake people up back in my hometown. I have to say that the reaction of people in Michigan is not that different from anywhere in the world. And this next one, this is the last one. This is the JFK Mandela effect. And what's interesting about this is that I interview like an 85, or at least he's in his 80s. And so he has a really distinct memory, kind of probably like when we're at that age, we'll remember 9/11, like where were we? We'll know exactly what happened, although who does really at this point? But, because my memory, there's only 2 towers that collapsed, or it was obviously the 2 main towers and then building 7. But now in this reality, there's like 4 more towers that collapsed. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. I'm not gonna go there. Not gonna go there right now. But he remembers the JFK. Like it was a very, very strong memory for him. So I thought an old guy would be really great to ask him how many people were in the car when JFK was assassinated. And then like douchey bartender, I'm sorry, he was such a douche. He was just like so couldn't be, he's an NPC. He's a robot. I'm convinced that in this virtual reality or the simulation we're living in, there are some people, most people, especially right now that I'm meeting, that are just robots. I mean, they have no connection. They don't look at you in the eye. It's just like there's not even a soul. And I'm going to do a video about that next. But like how to have a conversation with an NPC. If you guys don't know what that means, I use that as an example of people that just are kind of like background extras in a movie. They're there, but they're not. When you try to engage with them, they're just sort of like zombies and they don't really have anything to say because they weren't scripted to say anything. That's the only thing I can think of to help myself deal with this. But that's the bartender. The old guy was cool. He was like a real soul person, a source player. I don't know what you want to call it. But so douchey bartender, old guy, and then 2 guys at the end of the bar. overheard what I was saying about the JFK thing. And the one guy at the end was like, he was this, it was only 4. And he was like trying to say how dumb I was, thinking that there's 6 people in the JFK assassination. And so I'm thinking, hey, I might as well work this. Let's get a free drink out of it. Hey, if it was, and I'm wrong, and there really, really was 6 people in that car, the JFK assassination, buy me a drink. Now I'm thinking, well, you just have to wait to see what happens. But man, we can start making money off this. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, first you're trying to wake people up. Then it's fun to mess people. And then at this point, let's, make little income off this Mandela effect. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what's happening as far as the changes. We don't know why, but we do know that if all of us had to take a test on the changes, like no longer Luke, I'm your father, Sally Fields, you like me, really like me, all this stuff, we would be able to pass a test on the Mandela effect. All of us who have been awoke to it. All right, so here we go. I'm going to share the JFK portion of the Mandela effect, Michigan Mandela effect, taking it all over, waking people up in all corners of the world or country. I haven't tried the world yet. Here we go.
JFK, can you tell me from your memory of the JFK assassination, how many people were in the car?
4. Governor got shot in the hand
with the magic
JFK.
Magic bullet.
Yeah.
What was the magic bullet? Because that's a
The one
vibrator.
that-
That's a vibrator, by the way. It's called the magic bullet. They wouldn't
Yeah.
know about that.
Well-
I do, because so my friend has it. Go on.
I read it.
I have an old one with a toaster cord before you could get one with batteries, but it never let you down.
So you're saying 6 or 5 or 6.
Yeah.
No reason for you to use a vibrator. Anyway, yours,
Yeah.
you said 4, but you gave like the driver.
Yeah, the front passenger, the
Can't use the front
governor,
passenger.
the
You're
governor's
just like,
wife.
oh, I'm gonna
So it was interesting is this is the only guy, and I interviewed probably like 6 or 7 people at the bar. This was the only guy with that beard that remembered it as 6. Is he from a different dimension? Did he get the download? You tell me. The other guy was convinced 4, and everyone else was 4, but this guy was like, 6.
front passenger on JFK. Like, I'm just a front passenger.
It could have been 5 then.
Or 6.
No.
Was Connolly's wife
No.
there?
No. In the back, there was only Jackie.
Connolly's mistress.
There was only Jackie and JFK.
Yeah.
And in the front, I think it was just the driver
There were
and the
jump
governor.
seats.
Where were you? First of all, where were you when the Kennedy assassination? Okay, so they went on back and forth, and I didn't record the whole thing, but the one guy with the beard said 5, didn't say 6. The other guy said 4, and now we've got the man who actually experienced it. Nation happened.
I was in Detroit, Michigan,
What were you doing? Do you remember the moment that you heard
watching
it?
TV.
How many people? By the way, he says I was watching TV. I said, what were you watching? He goes, Alfred Hitchcock, The Twilight Zone. And I was like, we're gonna get along. We might be from the same dimension, old man. Do you remember? Did you live through it? I didn't live through it. How many people were in the car for JFK assassination? How many people were in the car?
He and his wife, and the driver, and,
Yep.
and then there was a security guy.
Okay.
4, I'd say 4.
Did they show it on the TV?
The guy,
Pretty soon?
the guy standing on the back, behind him.
Why do you remember 4? Why is that number? Why is it not like...
Because I remember Jackie and Jack, and the driver, and then the guy standing on the back of the car.
On the back, right? Which is supposed to be like getting people away.
Security guy.
JFK assassination. How many people were in the car?
4. I'm sorry. He wasn't nice. He was just douchey. And look at his eyes. Dead. Jesus, dead. NPC.
Number 4.
Blink.
You remember 4. What if I were to tell you that now they say there was 6 and there was always 6, and all the footage left of any of that event is the 6 people. 6 people.
I don't know where they were. They had to be walking alongside.
No, in the actual car, 6 people.
I don't know where there could be enough room for it. Remember the guy standing on the rear? And Jack in the back seat, and the driver in the front seat.
Do you have a?
I feel so bad because once you'll see in a second, but once he sees how many people there were, obviously he gets confused and probably doubts his brain and goes, "Oh, I'm just getting old."
Yes.
How many people were in the car in the JFK assassination?
John does.
John?
John knows who they were.
4? Wait, so you say that again? 4? John? Would you buy me a drink if there were 6?
Well, when they jumped on.
So I said, "Would you buy me a drink if there were 6?" He goes, "They weren't 6 people. Like, you're so stupid."
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's different. They weren't
No,
like that.
in the car, if I told you there were 6, if you looked up right now how many people were in the car and you saw there were 6, would you be freaked out a little bit?
Is the other 2 aliens?
Okay. Would you be freaked out a little bit if I told you there were 6?
Right now.
Look it up.
Look it up.
See,
Look
there's
it up.
6 people.
In the car.
Yep. Look it up right now. I need this on camera. I know you don't want to be.
there's 6.
Look, there's okay.
Maybe they got out.
Show him. 'cause he
Ah, shit, there's 6. Maybe they got out. NPC, you need to learn some new lines because that didn't even make sense.
doesn't see it.
It's 6. It's 3 rows. It's a 3 row.
Hold on. Show him.
There's more.
Show him.
I looked at more.
Look, what, okay.
This is why part of the reason I had to narrate this. Why was that guy so willing to be on camera? I was like sticking it in his face, totally willing to be on camera until he gets the fact wrong. And now he's like, no cameras. First of all, he's not famous. Second of all, if you didn't want me to put you on camera, then maybe you should have told me that while I was walking up to you, putting it in your face. But now that you're wrong, you don't want to be on camera. What the, like he just, that's it. He kept doing that the rest of the time. I did get a free drink, by the way. Oh, yes.
It's 3 rows. 3-row car.
So what do you say to that?
No cameras.
What do you say to that? That there's 6.
I'd say.
And this dude is freaking out so much. He's looking up like every picture he possibly can. Every picture he can. To just see if that was just a photoshopped one picture. And he's just going, whoa, man. Whoa.
Oh, there's got to be 3 rows. That one has 4.
Okay. Will you show him?
He said there were 6.
You can't find anything that has 4.
I'm sure if we just looked up the video of it.
I'm sure if we just looked at the video of it, maybe like Taylor, you'd figure it out.
Video up.
Sorry, he's hot, but he's NPC.
Just waking people up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure now. Yeah, probably 6.
Now it's 6.
I'm pretty sure now, probably 6, because of the internet. They don't question reality. Why would you do that? They question their mind, of course, because that's the first thing for every single person, almost every single person in the world that remembers Berenstein Bears. We're all wrong. We all have the same memory, and we're all wrong.
Now it's 6.
Yeah.
I know, but he was there when it happened.
Well, people just remember it as 4.
People just remember it as 4. People just remember it as 4. Oh my God. I just have to play that again because he's so... Like, do you see his brain right now? Look at his brain. His brain has just exploded and kind of like... Don't have response to this. Did not get programmed. Oh, I gotta have... Maybe it's just... So we gotta play it again.
Yeah, probably 6.
Now it's 6. Now it's 6.
Yeah.
I know, but he was there when it happened.
Well, people just remember it as 4.
People just remember it as 4. That's good. I'm glad you got the theory figured out.
But
Like I said,
And then he ends it with a shrug. People just remember it as 4. Perfect. I'm so glad. Don't procreate, okay? Don't procreate because we have more of you, we're in trouble.
I don't know where they were. I remember the guy on the rear.
But
Like I said, I don't know where they were. I remember the guy on the rear and the driver and Jack and Jack.
no one remembers 6, Andy. Nobody on this planet remembers 6, and now there's 6. Okay.
At least the NPC bartender, which I'm not even sure I know that. NPC, what that stands for. Non-player. NP. Yeah. Anyway. Unconscious background extra. At least he pulled it up and showed the old man the car, which I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but
Well, that's the driver there.
Yeah.
got the driver.
Who the hell I know that's them, but then in the middle, who?
And there's a guy standing on the rear bumper.
He's so gonna hold on to the guy standing on the rear bumper, which most people do. Most people I ask about the Kennedy assassination always bring up the guy standing on the rear bumper. Even Robert Davi, when I was sitting next to him on that plane, I did a video of that too, just brought up the guy on the rear bumper who almost like left the scene right before Kennedy was shot.
Yeah.
So you don't remember? Okay, I'll block your face.
Okay. Sorry. So that's it. Let me stop share. So different reactions always fascinate me. And I guess ultimately, I'm not a Mandela channel. I was on Mandela Mondays. Loved it. Loved Scarab performance. Photo Helix. Angela Cordero. Like, we had so much fun on that channel because every week we would talk about this. But after a while, doing it for almost a year, you get to a point, at least I got to a point where I was like, okay, and there's still new ones all the time, these Mandela effects, but I was more interested in researching what's behind all of it, because we can keep pointing out weird things, and it does feel good to point them out with other people that experience that. But I kept wanting to say, now what? Like, what do we do with that? Let's go deeper. Let's go further. Let's try to figure this whole thing out, which we'll never do, and I know. But to me, every now and then I like to revisit the Mandela effect with, well, obviously my hometown, but with people who just can't believe it. Like, there's almost an innocence in a small town to people, like my sweet friend Kate, who, when I showed her the Berenstein Bears, she was like, no, that can't be. There's an innocence to that, rather than the douche at the end of the bar. I was like, six, what are you talking about? And I guess it's just what was cool about the old guy remembering 4, and then the douchey NPC bartender remembering 4. It's like you just can't pigeonhole people who remember and don't remember, or have these different. I was very surprised at that other guy with dude with the beard remembered 6. I'd never met anybody. He actually remembered 5, but I've never met anyone that remembered 5 or 6. Having said that, those are the 3 of the biggest Mandela effects, I think, other than Sally Fields, you like me, you really like me, of which I went out with Sally Fields' ex-husband and recorded the conversation and then showed him. Well, first I enrolled him showing him the Lion and the Lamb, because he, as most people who know the Bible, said, no, it is Lion and the Lamb. Then when I showed him it wasn't, he thought it was an internet thing. And then I said, but your ex-wife, Sally Fields, Sally Field, I remember, Sally Fields, he said, yeah, no, I was in the 3rd row. I know that she said, you like me, you really like me. And I was like, oh man, why am I not recording this live? So I said, well, I just want you to sit down he was already sitting down, but I was being dramatic. Sit down, and I want you to YouTube the video of your ex-wife saying that. And I watched him do it. And you know, when people get older, I think that not when people get older, we question our mind as well, but and our memory. But he just, if I could have just captured his face when he looked at his ex-wife, Sally Field, saying what he did not remember her to say, which is, "You like me right now, you like me." And right next to the video on YouTube, there's a bunch of them, that clip where she says, "You like me, you really like me." One of my questions is, why in the world would you know how you label a video? If you ever do a video, you have to label it. Why would they not label it, "You like me right now, you like me"? Because that's what she says now. But every single video is, "You like me, you really like me." So even if she was misquoted in a paper and everyone just went with it, someone somewhere, especially if it's the only clip you're uploading, okay? If you're just uploading that sentence, while you upload it, wouldn't you hear, "Oh, she said you like me right now, you like me"? I know for a fact when I upload things, you watch them. Even if it's like 30 seconds, you're like, "That's what I'm uploading." It's almost like you're forced to, especially a few years ago. You had to watch what you were uploading. It was just, not one time does it say, "You like me right now, you like me," next to her video clip where she says, "You like me, you really like me." Now, I had her, Sally Field, her ex-husband, I asked him if he would text her. Well, they're divorced, but they have the same son. And so he would not text Sally because they don't maybe have that relationship. But he said, "I'll text our son and I'll ask him." And so he did. And I was like waiting with bated breath next 2 days. I'm like, "What happened? What happened? What did he say? What did he say?" And he said, and this is kind of what I've always wanted to know about these quotes and whatnot. I mean, if I could meet the guy that wrote The Lion and the Lamb, that'd be awesome. But I had Sally Fields, because now it's ownership, Sally Fields' husband, across the table from me. And I asked him, "What do you think this is?" And so when he texted his son, oh, I got to tell you what he told me about CERN as well. But when he texted his son the next day, his son said, in case anybody who's in the Mandela community wants to know, his son said, she knows about the Mandela effect, which means he does too. And he said she was really busy filming. I mean, she was working a lot. She literally left the next day after getting that award to go film somewhere. And she said she was misquoted and she just never bothered to correct it. Okay. That's the story, and that's what Sally Field said. Okay. When I did Mandela Mondays on that Scarabs channel, I talked about it. Like, I told him when I was going to go out with Sally's ex, and of course, told him everything the next day. It was very exciting to get that close to a huge Mandela effect where we're all wondering, right? And it kind of still freaked her ex-husband out. So when I said to him, like, what is that schmutz on my hat? Well, it's been raining, but it looked weird. So I said to him, what is the deal? What do you think? And then when I brought up CERN on the particle accelerator and all that, he was like, "Well, do you know that Sally's," because he called her Sally. He was her husband. Sally's brother is one of the head physicists at CERN. So of course I said, "Well, could you hook us up if I go to CERN? Could I interview him?" Like, that's who I'd want to interview. I wouldn't want to take like the normal tour they give you at CERN. I'd really want to talk to him. Not saying they have anything to do with the Mandela effect, but when you watch the CERN video, like the "'Cause we're happy." It's like their 20th anniversary or whatever. There's a scientist that has a sign around his, just like this, like a scarf, and it's a sign, and it says Mandela. Two signs. Mandela was one of the signs, and you look at that and you go, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then the other one is bond number one. Almost like they want you to figure it out. Well, bond number one, the first bond was, I guess it was Barry Nelson in the 70s. And so Nilsson was the last name, and then Mandela. So why would someone at CERN ever, in any video, have something around his neck? That's kind of like a puzzle to figure out. Okay, anyway, obviously, if you do know about the Mandela effect, this is old news. If you don't, you're totally confused. And I'm sorry. Kind of a big deal. There's 2 motion pictures, and I'm so upset about this, but in LA, that's what they do. Something starts trending, let's make a movie about it. So they're making a movie called The Mandela Effect, and they're probably going to twist it and make it seem like what it's not. And so, yeah, it's going to be kind of, definitely, it spread like wildfire on the internet. When I woke to it a few years ago, there was like 3 channels that talked about it. Now there's like millennials who are like, Mandela Effect, what? Fruit Loops, what? And there's all these pictures of them going, what? I'm like, you weren't even born. You have no idea how Fruit Loops was ever spelled because you weren't born then. You were like you weren't even a sperm. Your parents hadn't even met. I'm a little upset about millennials pretending they know all about the Mandela effect, because most of the changes are really affect people in their 30s and 40s because we lived through it, you know. Anyway, enough about that. That was my Mandela Monday rant. And I'm back in Michigan, still trying to wake people up. And my next video, because this has been something that's been bothering me, and if anyone else can relate, awesome. It's going to be a conversation with someone else about NPCs and just living in this world where I feel like most of the people I meet now, I didn't feel like this before, are NPCs. They're non-players. They're just like, you look in their eyes and there's just nothing there. And they speak, but then you ask them certain questions and they must not, maybe they're not programmed to answer you. I don't know what it is. It freaks me out that most of the people I meet, maybe it's the internet, maybe because people are so used to doing this and scrolling that they don't know how to communicate anymore or just have a conversation. Guys, I don't know. And that's why I have a YouTube channel, because it's a little bit of it's a release. I actually really have grown to appreciate my subs, my viewers. I've never once asked to, if you like this, thumbs up and sub. I'm not going to say that because I just feel like if you do, you will. And me telling you, it feels weird. It doesn't feel authentic. It's kind of like if you go out with someone and you're like, let me know you like me. Text me that you liked our date. Like, who says that? If you want to sub, you sub. Every now and then I'll see a really interesting comment, and I always try to read every single comment because I do believe in the engagement factor. I believe we all should be engaging with each other. That's why I'm doing this. I don't like Instagram, the fact that there's like 8,000 views and 4 comments. What are you doing? Why? I don't care about a thumb up. I really don't care about thumb up or thumb down. Sometimes I don't even allow that feature because I want people to comment. I want people to engage. I learned so much from you guys. Like, my subs are amazing. I'm so grateful for the people, even if every now and then you go, you know what? I didn't like that you were eating popcorn. I had to turn you off. I get it. And I learn. You're authentic and you're honest, and I love it. So if you are subbed to my channel, thank you. If you're not, I'm not going to ask you to do it because it's weird. If you want to do it, you'll do it. I have to quick say this at the end of this video. there was someone that unsubbed me because I got political. Like I started talking about Kanye and Trump, and normally I'm neither left wing or right wing. People should know that about me now. But whatever I did, he was such a loyal subscriber. Whatever I did in that video, and it wasn't eating popcorn, I promise. It was maybe he felt like I was making fun of Trump, but I make fun of everyone. I make fun of me. I'm a comedian, so that's what I do. And he was like, I'm done. I am unsubscribing. And it's so funny nowadays because on YouTube, it's like they're breaking up with you. It's over. I'm leaving and I mean it. And I'm just like, I never asked you to sub. Like, I'm not one of those girls, sub, like me. No, ew. It's enough. I'm in this entertainment business where you're always telling people to like me. If you do, you do. And I know for me, every channel I've subbed, it wasn't because they asked me to. It was because I'm like, oh, I want to hear more of what they have to say. But it was like, you totally broke up with me. I'm done. And it was kind of sad because I enjoyed seeing his comments. And I really do enjoy reading what people have to say in response to what I post. It's fun. It's a little bit of a relationship. And he totally broke up with me. But I was okay with it because I just feel like, in fact, my response was, I think that's so awesome that you came to a place where you either outgrew me or you got clear about what you wanted in your life. And for whatever reason, you didn't want to submit yourself to watching me make fun of Trump or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but I just honored him that he left. I wasn't like, whatever, I don't care. I was like, cool. Because you guys remember this. This is all, as Dick Gregory says, it's a game. It's a game. This is a play. We're all just moving through. I'm passing through, right? This is like this is where we are. The space. I think. I might even be wrong about that. All I know is what I was programmed to read and memorize and regurgitate back to pass school. I know nothing, but I like to explore and I like to have fun with it, guys. Seriously, to start having fun with it. That's all we can do if we can't get to the answers. Let's keep being curious, but let's have fun with it. And please, please, please don't submit to the left wing, right wing. Let's hate each other. Even on YouTube, don't hate anyone. And don't feel safe because you're hiding behind a keyboard, because guess what? The universe picks up on your energy. And you might be able to hide behind a keyboard and say something mean, but you can't run from, when I say the universe, God, whatever, however you want to view source, whatever energy you put out, you will get back. So if you're unhappy in life, it's probably because you're putting out that. That's all I'm going to say. I won't get preachy. But you guys have a good night. And I have one more day here and then I'm back in LA. And that's it. And I'm sorry if you didn't know anything about the Mandela effect, but I do enjoy walking up to people and maybe shocking them a little bit, but hopefully waking them up. Who knows? Mwah. Adios. Please enjoy this music. Well, your call is very important to us. Your call is so important to us. We're going to put horrible hold music on and maybe never get to you.